Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, ladies and gents? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So please do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Look, on today's conversation, we're going to talk about this candidate out of Maine. Gentleman's name is Graham, I believe, is it Platter? Graham Platner. He is a current candidate for the U.S. Senate in the state of Maine, Democratic candidate, that is. He's under fire because he has been seen with some very offensive actions and wording. He recently there was a tattoo that resembled a swastika, and he had covered it up, and they're still acknowledging why was it like no, let's not like forget about this. This was a widely recognized Nazi symbol, and on your chest, okay, so everybody can see it. And he responded with that, which I'll share the clip about that. But in addition to that, it was some other past messages that they found on his Reddit account that was a bit outlandish, right? And so it goes on with the argument, okay, one side will criticize folks on the right. Okay, like the left will criticize the right, saying, hey, look, you have these individuals that are saying some very offensive things, and they're being called X, Y, and Z. I mean, we know how the whole story goes. Now it's like, okay, are you guys showing signs of hypocrisy? Because if you're basically doing the same thing, but you're saying, oh, well, I mean, okay, he's good. It's just he apologized. He covered it up. He acknowledged it. He took credit. Like, he acknowledged and said, hey, look, he was wrong. No, call a spade a spade. And I think that's where this big argument is happening when you have, and we'll talk a little about that later on in the program, but I also, want to chop it up too about Louisiana governor recently shared his frustration in the recent news happening at LSU. As you know, LSU's football squad, or the athletic department, recently let go Brian Kelly. I was about to say Chip Kelly. Brian Kelly, who coached there for some time, didn't end up having a successful career at LSU. So he was recently let go making buku money. I believe I have to backtrack exactly how much he is making. But the governor Jeff Landry's, I mean, he shared his frustration in a recent press conference. He even acknowledged, hey, maybe the president needs to pick the next head coach. He's good at winning, isn't he? Good luck with that, buddy. But we're going to talk about that and much more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, my friends, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune in to yet another great conversation here on the program. As I always love to mention, for those who happen to be watching us on our YouTube channel, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with the friends, share with families. Truly appreciate that. We want to continue to build up those subscribers as well as viewerships, and we want to make sure we continue the message and going around the nation, around the world. Okay, we want to continue to spread good messages, good conversations, because I feel like that's what the world is missing, is just great conversation. We hear all the ugly that exists, but we need to always, let's talk about the good. Let's inform each other, right? Let's have fun with each other. We can share each other's opinions. We can share thoughts on one thing or the other. Look, here on the show, we have folks from all sides of the aisle, which I love doing. I love hearing from all different sides, right, left, in the middle. I don't care. That's the world. That's the world that we live in. That's how society exists. I look. I can criticize when I want to, because I do. I do. When if you do wrong, I'm gonna talk about it. If you do right, I'm gonna talk about it. So yes, as I mentioned, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel if you like to watch us watch the program rather than listen to it. But you can also watch us by checking out reruns of the Arrington Gavin Show on Goatverse TV. Ways you can tune into that is by simply downloading the app. It's free. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. And then you can also listen to us on the go. We're available on all major podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show. Lastly, I would like to acknowledge our friends, partners on the radio airwaves, like our fam out in the New Orleans area. You probably listen to us right now on WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about? You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time. Only on, again, WBOK 1230 AM. What New Orleans is talking about. And then I want to also shout us out in Houston, Texas, by way of Afro Vibes Radio. That's right. You can listen to the Arrington Gavin Show Saturdays at noon Central Time, only on, again, Afro Vibes Radio. And then lastly, I want to also shout out our listeners in the Metro Atlanta area. WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. You can tune to the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, that's only on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. All right, now that we got that going, before we head to a commercial break, let's go ahead and let's see our segment. What is this role and why is it important? Again, this segment is educating our listeners, our viewers, hell, even educating myself, because we have to stay informed on what's happening on in the world of politics. I know everybody tries to run away from it, but good luck with that. Good luck with that, because politics is a part of you. As much as you don't like it, it's a part of you. It's a part of you. Politics is everywhere. It's everywhere. Life is not about being comfortable. Life is about being uncomfortable. So this is stuff that exists. There's moments where I'm like, oh, I gotta do this. Well, but you gotta do it. Folks don't like going to the doctor, but guess what? You gotta do it. Folks don't like getting up every morning, but guess what? You gotta do it to work. Right? Life ain't easy. Life is about being uncomfortable. People out there don't like to pay their taxes, but hey, good luck with that. If you don't want to pay your taxes, there will be consequences. There will be consequences. Anyway, what is the role and why is it important? Again, continues to educate us on the political positions that exist in our nation. So we started off from the ground, from the bottom up. So we start off on the local government, went throughout the local government. Now we're in the state government category. So as I mentioned on the last program, we talked about the appellate and trial courts under the judicial branch, because as you know, there's three branches of government. You got the executive, legislative. Gosh, I can't say legislative and judicial. So we're still in the judicial branch. On today's one is the state Supreme Court. Okay, state Supreme Court is highest court in the state, interprets the state constitution. All right, so just remember, when anywhere where you see the word supreme, you already know that's top tier, right? Top tier. So on a state level, you have a state Supreme Court. Again, I'll just repeat what what's their roles, or why is it important? Highest court in the state, and they interpret interprets the state of the Constitution, not the state of the state Constitution. So again, you're welcome, my friends. What we're gonna do now, we gotta pay some bills. We'll be right back here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create. From weddings to corporate events and everything in between, we specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Hey, Dad, want to go for a walk?
Well, that'll help me get my steps in for the day. Gotta stay healthy and strong.
Bet you're healthier than me.
I'd like to keep it that way. Doc says I need to walk 10,000 steps a day. How long is that?
Don't know. How about you tell me a story instead of counting steps?
I could tell you about the house my father and uncle built for us.
That's a couple of thousand steps right there.
Staying connected keeps you going strong. Learn ways to stay happy, active, and independent at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, your homie, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this wonderful evening. Again, thank you so much for sticking with us. Before we get going, I would like to acknowledge some amazing news that happened to me over the well, how can I word this? I was gonna say over the weekend, but it didn't happen over the weekend. I was recently, y'all, honored as one of the honorees for a very well-known powerlist here in my home area of Hampton Roads, Virginia. Okay. It's a big deal. It really in the state of Virginia. I want to just say Hampton Roads, Virginia, but in the state of Virginia. Let me go ahead and, for those who are watching, let me put up a graphic here, show you some pictures. So your boy was recently featured in the Inside Business 2025 Top 40 Under 40, y'all. That's right. Yours truly. Where's my applause at? Do I have an applause button here? Oh, no, that ain't the applause I want. There we go. Oh, stop it. Stop it. You're too kind. I was a little late on that applause, but working on that. No, man. So I was recently, I received an email, and this is a big deal. Let me actually read you a little more about this. So, the 40 people highlighted here represents a wide range of occupations and talent. They all work hard. I'm reading you this article here. They all work hard and volunteer often to make Hampton Roads a better place. Uh, this honors young professionals who are successful in their careers and involved in the community. The wonderful thing about this honor, y'all, is, and I'm not a person to really like, I wouldn't look at it as like bragging, but I never love to say, hey, look, your boy I got this award. I mean, because I'm just grateful just to wake up every morning. I'm grateful to do what I love to do. I'm grateful to have a job, to have a business. I love what I'm doing. I have fun what I'm doing. But when I received the email that, hey, look, congratulations, you've been mentioned, and I've followed this list for years, right? This is the 27th annual. This has been going on for 27 years. 27 years. I've had friends in the past that have been a part of this amazing list. And again, it's 40 people out of the Hampton Roads, Virginia area under the age of 40. Let me tell you something. There's 7 cities. There's 7 cities in the Hampton Roads area in the state of Virginia. 7 cities. One of those cities already is close to 500,000 people. Okay? So combine all of Hampton Roads, you have to pick 40 people, and they have a committee that really goes over and over and over on that list. And they said, okay, yep, these are all people. And I was so honored. I'm still honored to this day, because you know what? It's a proof that hard work pays off. It's proof that hard work pays off. It's proof that, well, this is just the beginning, right? I've been a business owner for 7 years now, going on 8, but but a solid 7 years. I've ran a nonprofit for going on 6 years now. I've been in podcasting and radio since 2020, but this has always been a dream of mine to pursue. For those who are watching, so you see this handsome gentleman here holding this award. Yep, that's yours truly. Yep, I know you're looking at that outfit that I got going on. I mean, look at it. Let me just browse here with some of the pictures. This was truly something special, man. I had my wonderful family with me. I had my wife by my side. I had friends come. Actually, it was funny. I had one of my dear friends who's been a guest on this show, Chandler Nunley, who is a co-host of a daily lifestyle show called Coast Live, which is it airs on WTKR, which is a CBS affiliate in the state of here in Hampton Roads area. And he was emceeing the event, so it was even more fun running into one of my best friends, one of my dear friends, who made a shout out, which I was not expecting. I didn't ask him to do that, and it was an amazing moment. It was an amazing moment in my career, and the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I know that I have listeners, that I have viewers that tune into this program that, maybe they look at me, they're like, okay, I just like to hear this man talk. But sometimes I like to say, look, I'm not here to be a leader, but I hope sometimes my actions can lead by example, to those who's thinking about taking a leap of faith and investing in themselves, or young investors, right? Young entrepreneurs. I myself, I had the entrepreneurship bug since I was a kid through my parents. My parents had other businesses, right? So when I was in college, I didn't know what the Lord was going to lead me to. I didn't know what avenue, what career path, or what part of entrepreneurship that was going to be in. I didn't know, if it was going to be in the right direction or the left direction. I didn't know what avenue it was going to be. But I keep that, my mind is like a radio, y'all. My mind goes on 24/7. I go to sleep thinking of ideas. I wake up thinking of ideas. I always think ahead. But it was a great distinguished line of folks there. I mean, people from the world that were attorneys, doctors, folks that are serving our country, folks that are doing are executives for local nonprofits, people in the world of TV and or just media in general received those awards. I mean, there were so many successful and again, I'm just honored to be a part of this lineup of people. And again, I just wanted to show you guys some of the photos here. I posted on my social media, by the way, if you want to check out all of them and read the comments. You can go to follow us at the Arrington Gavin Show. Okay, you can follow us at the Arrington Gavin Show and check out some of these amazing shots, man. It's this wonderful event. But I do have one bone to pick. I will say this, and for a lot of those that are listening right now, that your job, you go to a lot of networking events or banquet socials and things like that. One thing I can't stand is banquet food. Ugh. I'll eat it because I'm hungry, right? I'm just that guy that I'm not gonna starve myself. If there's food in front of me, I'm gonna eat it. But I've been to so many gatherings, political gatherings, luncheons, banquets. Like I said, banquet food tastes the same. It's almost the same menu. The blandest chicken, or they try to play it safe because they don't want to make sure, hey, look, they don't want too salty because somebody might think it's too salty. They don't want something overly spicy. Okay, they don't want something that, oh, what if they have an allergy, this and that. So they want to play it so safe, but it was just But I will say, it was an open bar. I like an open bar. That's me. That's what I do enjoy. But I just want to shout out again, just my family for their support. I want to shout out my bro Chandler Nunley, producer and TV host Chandler Nunley. Also, my dear friend Dr. Eric Lavelle, political and legal analyst, friend of the show, who's actually going to be who was actually on not too long ago. Here he's one of my mentors in the world of media and in politics as well, more like the in the political media space. I always go to him for answers and just his thoughts on certain things. But yeah, it was a wonderful event, y'all, and I just want to continue to push those who are tuning in right now. Like, hey, if you want to pursue something, it's never too late to pursuing your dream. It's nothing wrong with having a side hustle. Come on. I'm a proponent of multiple streams of income. I don't think you can survive in this world without having multiple streams of income. I really do. I mean, I've come across folks that are a solo job person, which, hey, that's cool. That's cool. You're fine with that. It's comfortable. That's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, I got to have my income coming from this side. I got to have it come from this direction. I got to have it from all directions: north, south, east, west, northeast, north, south, east, everywhere. Right? I need to have it from all directions. But again, I just wanted to acknowledge that before we get going on. Now that I've stretched, because I know I've been dragging that conversation, y'all, but I was just so excited. Your boy is officially, I was honored in the 2025 Inside Business Top 40 Under 40. I'm still hype about that. Bump, y'all probably like saying, Aaron just spent a lot of time on this. You damn right I am. Shoot, I was happy. I worked hard for that, man. So let's get on with the stories here. So check this out. In Maine, there is a race for the U.S. Senate seat, and Democratic candidate Platner, candidate for U.S. Senate in Maine, recently shared that he no longer reflects an image widely recognized as a Nazi symbol because it was a tattoo on his chest that he recently got covered. Let me go ahead and share you this soundbite real quick, and then we can talk on the other side.
U.S. Senate candidate Graham Platner's tattoo that he says he got nearly 20 years ago is causing controversy. The Anti-Defamation League says the tattoo appears to be a Nazi Totenkopf, the skull emblem used by Hitler's SS. Platner told the AP that as of Wednesday, the tattoo has been covered with another tattoo.
I have gone and gotten it covered up.
In his Tuesday interview with Pod Save America, Platner says he got the tattoo while with the Marines in Croatia after a night of drinking. He said he just picked, quote, a terrifying-looking skull and crossbones off the wall at the tattoo parlor.
At no point in this entire experience of my life did anybody ever once say, hey, you're a Nazi. And I can honestly say that if I was trying to hide it, I've not been doing a very good job for the past 18 years.
In a statement to the Associated Press, Platner said, quote, it was not until I started hearing from reporters and DC insiders that I realized this tattoo resembled a Nazi symbol. I absolutely would not have gone through life having this on my chest if I knew that, and to insinuate that I did is disgusting. I'm already planning to get it removed. The Democratic candidate from Maine says he's passed military background checks since then with no one flagging it. He's also apologized for online comments made around 2021 too, like calling himself a communist and castigating police and rural white Americans, among other things, and says those don't reflect who he is now. Despite the backlash, independent Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, one of Platner's more prominent supporters, is still backing him, calling him, quote, an excellent candidate.
So you're standing by your endorsement?
Absolutely.
U.S. Senate candidate Graham Platner's.
Yeah, see, that's where I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know about that, cause and the reason why I say is because what if the tables were turned? What if the tables were turned? What if Graham Platner was a Republican, running as a Republican from Maine? What if the tables were turned? Democrats would be like off the rails, protest galore, this and that. He got to go, calling him all sorts of names. Come on, y'all. Come on. Let's call a spade a spade. And now the left is like, now I have heard some prominent Democrats. I remember I was watching, it was on CNN, and I don't know exactly which show it was, but Congressman Tom Suozzi out of New York had said he should drop out the race. Clear as day, he should drop out the race. So many others. I mean, a lot of folks are on the fence with their judgment of this candidate, right? Now, my thing is, this man just got the tattoo covered. Okay, let me see here. He got the tattoo in 2007 when he was in his 20s. I'm sorry, but you're a grown man in your 20s. You should be, and I get it. You were drinking this, that, but then once you sober up, you gonna look at that and be like, it's cool. I'm good. I'm fine. No, everybody knows. Come on now. That's just the thing that he's saying he didn't know. And no one's, around his circles knew either. Well, maybe you gotta do better with your circles, buddy. Let's see here. I'm trying to see when he he had taken just the past. I'm trying to see when he even get it covered. Yeah, this man just got it covered. He just got it covered in 2025. So again, he's sported this tattoo for the longest, and now all of a sudden, because he's running for office, and I'm a Democrat. Oh, maybe I should. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it. I think he should drop out. I don't think any Democrats. Well, look, Bernie Sanders is an independent. He's not a Democrat, but I don't think any Democrat should support him at all. They should be like, no, this is not a place for him. Yeah, he's learning from his mistakes, but at the end of the day, we're in a rebuilding stage. We don't need that kind of heat. We don't need that kind of baggage on our side, because here's what the right is saying. They're saying that, look, so in Virginia, you have an attorney general candidate who literally said the worst of worst in his in a text in 2022 about a then House Speaker that has then went viral, that has then affected really the polling in his race. I know this for sure because I look at it almost every day. Jay Jones is public information. I hate to say the name, but hey, it's public information. Jay Jones is now dropped in the polling. Okay, he is not leading by a landslide like he was prior. This is something that dropped him, and it really could affect his race as well as his colleagues on this blue ticket. So the right is saying, okay, but here's the thing. After a debate that he had with the incumbent Attorney General Jason Myers, Jay Jones gained $500,000 in brought to his campaign. I think in just money that was raised, $500,000 after the debate. So he gains $500,000. This gentleman here in Maine is the Democratic candidate. So he had the majority of Democratic voters in Maine that wanted him. So again, the right is like, okay, y'all ain't y'all ain't better. So don't try and condemn us and call us out of our name if y'all doing the exact same thing. And I'm not gonna lie, they kind of have a point. So what's your take? What's your thoughts on Mr. Graham Platner, y'all? Democratic candidate for U.S. Senate in Maine. Should he drop out? Should he drop out, or should he stay in the race? Should he drop out, or should he stay in the race? Is this I'll say like this, or is this a sign that the Democrats are being hypocrites because they're not going as hard? They're not going in on him as hard as they would do if he was a Republican candidate. Like, it's interesting. It's interesting in my opinion, y'all. I know Chuck Schumer has acknowledged. Matter of fact, I think I might have the soundbite to when they were asking him if he was going to be support, or who was he going to be supporting in this Senate race.
Yes. You mentioned Maine at the top. There's obviously an important Senate race happening there. Are you supporting Governor Janet Mills in the primary, and do you consider Graham Platner's recently unearthed comments disqualifying?
Look, I'll let the people of Maine decide the second. We think that Janet Mills is the best candidate to retire Susan Collins. She's a tested two-term governor, and the people of Maine have an enormous amount of affection and respect for her. Yes.
I mean, that's one of the few times you'll see me agree with Chuck Schumer, but I mean, he's absolutely right. See, Chuck know the game. Chuck's like, okay, we gotta do better. We have to do better. We can't have him as the new face of the Democratic Party. No, never. See, at first, it was a sign that he was going to be in good company, because you got, Zohran Mamdani that's building up the Democratic Party in some sorts, as he runs, possibly that, the way he's looking in the poll, he could be the next mayor of New York City. And then you also have this guy, Graham Platner. Let's go ahead and digress, though, my friends. Let's go ahead and digress. Moving on to the sports world. Recently, the governor of Louisiana was not too happy of the recent turn of events that occurred at LSU, a prominent SEC university out of Louisiana. Always had a dominating football team, women's basketball team, and so much more at LSU. Brian Kelly was recently fired from LSU after, I think they were 5-3, if I'm not mistaken. not having a the outcome that he would have liked to see, right? And so, and let's just be honest, Brian Kelly is not a terrible coach. Like he's a successful coach, 64 years old. He has, let me see, he has been the head coach. Wow, he became a head coach starting in 91. He was a positions coach prior to those years. He coached Grand Valley State, Central Michigan, Cincinnati, Notre Dame, which he had most of his success at Notre Dame, and then obviously with LSU for, I believe, close to 3 years at LSU. 9-5 in bowl games. Overall coaching career, he's at 297 wins, 109 losses with 2 ties. He has 2 NCAA division championships, Division 2 Division championships. Let's see. 1 SEC West Division title, 2 Big East titles. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm looking at he was a 2-time AP College Football Coach of the Year. Walter Camp Coach of the Year. ACC Coach of the Year. I mean, the man has stats. The man has the stats to prove it. So again, when everybody saw him go to LSU, they're like, "Uh-oh, we got this, because after Ed, what's Ed's last name? Ed Orgeron. After Ed had left LSU, which he left on his own terms. He was never fired. He was never let go. He left on his own terms. That's another successful coach at LSU, and really build up that culture at LSU, because he was a Louisiana guy himself, right? So he really built up that culture at LSU. But going back to Brian Kelly, it wasn't a good turnout, right? They did not enjoy seeing the way the season was looking for them. And LSU is such a prominent football, is mad culture, where they have heavy pockets, they have big budgets to invest in improving their football program, just like I'm assuming Alabama will do, just like what UNC is doing with Bill Belichick, which it's looking pretty interesting over there with Bill, but I'll leave it at that. Kelly was fired after a 49-25 loss from Texas A&M. 49-25 loss. He had begun the season 5-3 overall and marked 2-3 in SEC play. Not too good. He ended up finishing his tenure at LSU 34-14 in 4 seasons. So let me play you the soundbite from Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry. I'm going to play this soundbite, and we'll talk on the other end.
You're not going down a failed path. And I wanted to tell you something. This is a pattern. The guy that's here now that wrote that contract cost Texas A&M $70-something million. Right now, we got a $53 million liability. We are not doing that again. And you know what? I believe that we're going to find a great coach. I mean, maybe we'll let President Trump pick it. He loves winners. I'm not going to be picking the next coach. But I can promise you, we're going to pick a coach, and we're going to make sure that that coach is successful. And we're going to make sure that he's compensated properly. And we're going to put metrics on it. Because I'm tired of rewarding failure in this country and then leaving the taxpayers on the foot, to foot the bill. So, yeah, I absolutely. Who's that? Scott Woodward. No. I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. Who will be? I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach. We are not going down a failed path.
I mean, that was a lot. That was a lot. Like, that was a lot. Is it just me? The man said Donald Trump should be the one to select the next head coach of LSU. Like, that's what Trump was elected for, was to choose coaches in college sports. That's the role of the president nowadays, y'all. Is that their job is to renovate the hell out of the White House and make it into a old person's country club. Their job is to continue to do their marketing dance that went viral. Okay. Their job is to now select coaches in college sports because they know a thing or two about sports. How long has Trump been involved in sports? That's what I thought. I mean, this. They just keep on. Oh my gosh, this drives me nuts, man. It really does. But I will say this though. Ed Orgeron, he recently said Coach O is what they call him, Coach O. He recently said, "Hey, look, he's just a phone call away." He didn't hesitate to respond. Like they said, "What if they offer you again?" It's like, "Hey, I'm just a phone call away." Which, in my mind, I'm like, what was the reason we'll leave him in the first place, right? Was it just decompress, take a breather? It's a hectic schedule. Like, why'd you leave in the first place, right? You're still so loved by Louisiana compared to a Chip. I keep on wanting to say Chip Kelly. Brian Kelly, he's always finding himself in some interesting stuff. I mean, matter of fact, like this, just for example, this was after I think one of his wins with this during this past season. He they won the game, but he didn't appreciate the question from the reporter. This is how he responded to this.
In the back, I know you love these immediate post-game sessions, but what are you seeing with your offense?
Stop. Really? Is that the first question? We won the game 20-10. Try another question. What do you want me to tell you? I just laid it out for you. We played the game to win the game. We played the game to win the game.
All right. How about third down then? What is going on with third down?
It's one game. Last game, we were great on third down. You're looking at this from the wrong perspective. LSU won the football game. Won the game. I don't know what you want from me. What do you want? You want us to win 70-0 against Florida to keep you happy?
No, I think people want to know why you can't run the ball, quite honestly.
We can run the ball. Did you see the last play of the game? That's all you need. You just need one. There's a ridiculous questions. And I'm getting tired of it. That football team just worked their tail off to get an SEC win, and you want to know what's wrong. You know what? You're spoiled. You're spoiled. This team is 17-1 at night. 17-1. Give them some respect. How about that? Give them some respect instead of micro-analyzing every little thing. This is ridiculous. For a group of seasoned reporters, that kind of question is so out of line.
I like when folks that are not reporters, they're like, "Oh, that's not a reporting question." See, here's the thing. I go back to the whole scenario of like, life is about being uncomfortable. It's not about being comfortable. So did he expect good questions the whole 9 yards because they won the game? No. You're gonna find, okay, you did great. What are you gonna do to maintain that? Yada yada yada. But then you're gonna ask, okay, look, you won the game, but your offense was a bit shaky compared to how y'all normally do. Like, why do you have to respond? So that's already one thing here. Then I came across this clip where there were multiple issues that folks were finding about Brian Kelly and possibly one of the reasons why he was let go. Let me go ahead and play you this.
Wildest Brian Kelly being a bad person story that you've heard? Well, people aren't holding back their stories today on the internet the day after he's been fired, so let's go through some of the greatest hits. We'll start with this one from his Central Michigan days when assistant coaches Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh thought they were invited to a party at his house. However, it turns out they weren't on the guest list, and Brian Kelly made them shovel snow and park cars all night instead of enjoying the party. Or this one, where he was at a Notre Dame recruit's house the day he accepted the LSU job, stepped out to take a phone call, the phone call that he was going to LSU, but came back in and proceeded to house 3 servings of burnt ends from this family's dinner. The family was shocked minutes later when they found out he was heading to LSU. Kyron Lacey's dad said Brian Kelly never gave him a call or a text after Kyron's tragic situation, but he did give a shout out to interim coach Frank Wilson, who did show the family some love after that. There's also the story of Greg Brooks, Kelly's former player at LSU who had a brain tumor, now paralyzed. As his father said, Brian Kelly, my son almost lost his life, coach. Where were you? Pick up the phone. Say you love the kid. They didn't hear from Brian Kelly. I think everybody knows this story by now. He clearly wasn't a popular guy in Louisiana. Even Malik Neighbors posted a video of a guy kicking rocks, okay? Some of these crazy stories coming out. Do you think Brian Kelly finds another job in college football, or is this probably it for him?
Now, and a great question to end that there. Do you think Brian Kelly will find himself another job? I will say yes. He's 64 years old. Not young, right? But not to the age where universities won't possibly consider you, because hey, you might go somewhere, sign a 4 or 5 year deal. Now that's if he signs, he lasts the full entire contract, but there's some schools. There's going to be schools that's going to want to consider having him there. I mean, again, he's right now the most talked about college coach that's been let go. Universities hire coaches. You might have some that will hire just because they want to win, or some that just say, hey, look, we need some exposure being brought here, being that you're still, you're a very popular name. You coach at Notre Dame, you coach at, wow, if you come to our university, this might could be a big deal for us. So, I mean, they'll possibly be, let's see how the season ends, and or see how the season goes. And maybe there might be some contenders they're wanting to pick Brian Kelly up. But right now, look, he's enjoying his money. When you a lot of these coaches that get fired mid-season, they're making more money than active coaches, man, which is insane. They make more money as a fired coach than they do as a hired coach, as a current coach. Let me rephrase that. Not as a current coach. It really blows my mind to see how the contracts, right, are just or the deals are made in college sports. Bill Belichick, which, I mean, well deserved. He's a winning coach coming from the highest level. $11 million a year. $11 million a year. And what is UNC doing? Not a damn thing. UNC, last time I checked, they ain't doing so good. They ain't having the best outcome. But hey, when Bill Belichick entered into the NFL, he was not a popular coach, not a successful coach. Give him some time. Now he's in college. It's a new dynamic. It's a new atmosphere. Me being in Hampton Roads, Virginia, I'm the closest some of the closest universities near me is Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold. Their football squad has only, as of right now, won one game, and they're coached by none other than the one and only Michael Vick. Okay. It's a lot happening. There. I'm rooting for Vic to succeed. I know this is his first year, and again, I'm not the person that says, okay, look, you gotta let somebody go or fire them after 1 year. I think that's unfair. It doesn't take 1 year to really build a successful organization, a successful football team. It takes some time, but I at least want to see him have like 3 more wins this season. Like, finishing the season with just one, that ain't too good. You gotta do better. Let's see. Look, I'm looking at my time right here. I think we have some time for one more. I do want to discuss the shakeup happening in at CBS, right? So as you know, CBS had recently hired a new president. Her name is Bari Weiss. Bari Weiss is a journalist and podcaster. She is the editor in chief. She's a journalist who is the editor in chief, not president. Let me rephrase it, but she's the editor in chief of CBS News. She was an op-ed and book review editor at the Wall Street Journal, then an op-ed editor and writer on culture and politics for the New York Times. She had worked as a regular columnist for the German daily newspaper Die Welt. Then she also founded the media company Free Press, formerly Common Sense, and hosts the podcast Honestly. Now, a lot of folks weren't too happy when they found about her coming to CBS, especially being the editor in chief. Let's see here. Said that in 2025, Paramount Skydance bought the Free Press for $150 million and installed Weiss as what a good deal. So your company gets $150 million and they install you as editor in chief. They didn't like that. So there's been some rumors of folks possibly wanting to leave or come to CBS and all this other stuff. Weiss has been described as a conservative by some folks. In an interview on Rogan, she called herself a left-leaning centrist, which I would probably compare myself in that same boat as a left-leaning centrist. She also called herself a radical centrist. Okay, a radical centrist. So she's centered. She portrays herself as a liberal, uncomfortable with the excesses of left-wing culture, and has sought a position herself as a reasonable liberal concern that far-left critics stifles free speech. Okay, so you again, if you can compare her to maybe like a Chris Cuomo, Bill Maher, possibly. Those that says, hey, look, I was a old school Democrat, or I was an old school liberal. But there are rumors that she is wanting to really, really shake up CBS News, right? She really wants to shake up CBS News. Recently there was I know they had talked about doing some layoffs. Well, actually they did. I'm sorry, they didn't talk about it did occur. So this is reported by the LA Times here. The CBS Saturday Mornings co-host Michelle Miller and Dana Jacobson out in Paramount's layoffs. Let's see. Those two are among the 100 news division employees cut as part of the massive round of layoffs at parent company Paramount. Now the program is getting a new format that will align it closer to weekday show mornings, CBS mornings, according to people familiar with their plans who were not authorized to comment publicly. Now, an executive producer of Saturday program is out as well. CBS has also canceled CBS Mornings Plus, an extension of its morning program that ran in several markets, including Los Angeles. CBS Evening News Plus, a streaming program anchored by John Dickerson, is also being shuttered. Dickerson announced recently that he is leaving the network. Several correspondents have already been laid off, including Deborah Patah, who covered the Gaza war for the network, as well as Janet Shem Leon, Nancy Chen, and Nikki Batista. Lisa Ling, who joined CBS as a contributor in 2023, is also departing. Everybody departed. Everybody leaving. But there has been shared that that she's possibly interested in bringing Brett Baer to CBS. What? Brett Baer? Which here's the funny thing. Brett Baer has already come out publicly saying, hey, look, I'm signed on to Fox, very happy at Fox. He insists that he is not leaving Fox News for CBS, which, I mean, I could have told you that. Brett Baer has seen himself as, a lot people tolerate Brett. Like I've watched Brett Baer. That's one show on Fox News that I can say, okay, this man is not just a kind of like a butt kisser journalist that's always going to cater to the Republican side or Trump's party. Yeah, he's conservative, but it's just his style. He doesn't overly do it. Right now, he's a Trumper. Don't let's not forget that. Like he like him some Trump, but his style of journalism does play a fair role because I think he has a segment where he brings on folks from opposing sides or something. So I appreciate that. But let me tell you something. Excuse me. Fox News is the most is continuing to win in cable television viewership number wise. Like they stay in the millions, right? They're one of the probably the most watched news network, cable news network in the country. Breaks my heart because I'm like, wow, a lot of people really watch Fox News as their like news platforms. Yikes. That's one problem. But no, in reality, I mean, their demographic is a lot older, so they're always going to stick with the a Fox News. So look, he's not going to leave millions of viewers to go into some a network that barely can get in the in the high thousands. Like, no, he ain't going to do that. The last person that did something like that was y'all remember Shepard Smith? Shepard Smith was a very popular voice on Fox News. Shepard Smith, I believe, he was a Republican at the time, and then he's a critic of Trump, went more independent, and then he left the network after 27 years or almost 20 years. Then he returned back to cable news on CNBC. That was a huge flop. So again to say all that, Brett ain't leaving Fox. Now, there's rumors that Bari Weiss has said, well, what about Scott Jennings from CNN, huh? Again, folks have described her as conservative. She describes herself as a left-leaning centrist. Scott Jennings is a star in CNN. CNN is probably paying him very well because they don't have conservative voices like a Scott Jennings. They have conservatives on CNN, but not like Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is he is a ride or die conservative. He is a ride or die for Trump. He is a ride or die, and it shows because look, he has his own radio show. He's very successful from CNN. Scott is the villain that everybody loves to hate, but they got to see Scott. They got to see him. If you don't see him, their numbers are going to drop. I guarantee you, y'all. I guarantee you. But y'all, look, I'm looking at my time right here. I'm running a little low, but as always, thank you so much for sticking with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As I always mention at the end, look, if you haven't yet, y'all, please get out and vote, man. It's midterms, big elections happening. As of right now, in real time, we're still going through this government shutdown. So I just, I pray that y'all, find ways to bring some income in your household. Pray that y'all will just keep the faith, keep your heads up, y'all. I know it's tough times right now, but just keep the faith. I'm sticking with y'all, man. I'm praying for y'all. It's wrong. See y'all next time, y'all. I'm out.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.